What's going on, guys? Joey Franz here at Flex Trading Systems, and today we're going to be talking about my man, Mikey D. If you're not following him, why are you not following him? He's one of the best 105s in the nation, knocking on the door, right, of number one. Um, we're gonna break down his meet. We're gonna talk about some things, and then we're gonna talk about his injury because he did actually get hurt pretty bad. On his third deadlift, and we're gonna just kind of break it all down. And I want you guys to remember this, and kind of just his whole story, the progress he's made over the years, and then you remember this time, remember this injury, and then we're gonna look back at this time, like literally, and we're gonna be like, hey, remember when you got hurt, and then how he got through that. And then if any of you guys ever get hurt, you're going to remember Mikey got really, really hurt, and he was able to get through it, and he came back, and he's going to crush these numbers. So, as you can see, these are all the numbers he finished with, 2017 total. He PR'd everything. If we go to his post right here, we can see 727 squat. Okay, I thought he put the individual amounts he PR'd by, but I guess not. But anyway, it's all big PRs. Obviously, we didn't compete at all last year because of Rona and whatnot. But he did a good job of keeping things up in the bunker, and then eventually his gym was able to open up. So this was just a nice meet to kind of get the rust off and kind of prepare for nationals. And we're going to kind of go through it. So these are the numbers that he came up with them, and I just kind of signed off on them because Mikey's been with me for such a long time. He also works for me as a coach. He knows what's going on, and he knows kind of how to pick numbers. It is possible we could have opened this slightly lighter. Not that it mattered much. We could have dropped this by 5 pounds, and we could have kept that as the goal. I think he was, in my mind, I had him good for 733, but at these kind of meets, there's no, on squat, there's a big risk, right? It's a ton of weight. You never want to hit an absolute grinder. And if you guys know Mikey from his past meets, he can really grind. So yeah, I'll just kind of take you guys through the meet. I don't have video of his early attempts, just his thirds, or his last completed attempts. But he blew up his opener. Thank you so much for the sub, Aiden. He blew up his opener, blew up 705, and then, 727 is a solid third. It usually just comes down to execution, and something that I've been working on Mikey with. Maybe we just kind of, in the moment, he was maybe excited and forgot about it. But just controlling the weight into the hole, the second half of the squat. It actually wasn't that bad. His hips just kind of rolled backwards and the plates moved a little bit. If he would have came down into the hole a little bit slower, I think he could have just reduced that effect, right? Of kind of hitting the hole and then the plates kind of rotating forward, as you guys can see right there. But at the end of the day, it wasn't that bad. 727. The bar did slow down pretty good. If this was nationals, I don't think I would have gone up, but I'll take it. After this attempt, and mind you, I forgot to tell you guys, I believe there was only 6 people in his flight. One of the guys timed, he ended up messing up his weight cut, and he was like cramping really bad. So I asked them, I was like, hey, instead of just dropping him from the meet, can we just like let the clock run and let it like time it out? They seem to really like that idea, so I just remember the meet director telling the table, hey, let's try to give them extra time. I know for me personally, if I'm at the Arnold and I'm trying to squat 750 and I only have 5 people, like, there's just no time. There's just no time, especially if the weight's not being changed between 2 lifters. That is not the spacing and timing you want to get through your meet. Also, this meet was outside. It was a little hot, but it wasn't that hot. And I know, like, for me personally, I need to compete in a venue because I want the air conditioning. I want to be able to control my body temperature if I'm cutting weight. I don't want to worry about like you're drinking to try to put water back on, and then you're sweating because you're outside. So now you're kind of like miscalculating how much you need to put back, and you can't really quantify how much sweat is coming out and things like that. So it's just another variable that you have to worry about. He did cut about 7 pounds for this. No problem. Something we've done in the past, and we've cut more before. But I do believe that that little misgroove on his third, or just lack of control. Honestly, it was controlled pretty well, but with that kind of weight, everything needs to be perfect. Um, I I don't. I vaguely remember him mentioning something about his adductor, or just saying that he felt like it was really worked, right? Like his legs just felt worked. Later on, this became a problem for us. Like I said, we didn't have a lot of attempts. There's like 6 people in the flight, which is pain if you're going this heavy. Trying to squat basically on average 700 pounds 3 times, in a short amount of time like that, it's just not good. It's just you never want to be in that position. So, sorry, music is loud for me. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that played a role. I don't know for sure, but it's a combination of factors. Moving on to bench. Bench was going really, really well. This is his last heavy bench that he took in training. 496. Obviously, no referees. You can just kind of come down and press it up when you want.
Oh my God, I'm done.
He blew up his opener. Second attempt, no problem, which is right here. That's how it should be in meets. You should be able to get your first two no matter what. This did not look as good as that, but obviously, like, we're cutting weight. Like I said, we're outside. We don't have any time. We're rushing between attempts. Warm-ups were stupid fast. That is another thing, too. Warm-ups were, like,
Oh my God, I'm
so
done.
ridiculously fast. Thank you guys so much for the follows. But warm-ups were crazy fast, and we just didn't have any time to breathe. I couldn't even. Tina made me a burrito, and I couldn't even eat the burrito because I'm like outside eating the burrito, and then I got Chris yelling at me, "Hey, the girls are about to go." So I'm like, "Oh snap!" And then I'm running on to call their numbers, and then I'm like, maybe I'll have a second to take a bite, and there's just no time because now Mikey's up and Dion's up, so it's just it's really tough for them. Screw me, but it's really tough for them to kind of boom, you finish squat. All right, no time. Got to start warming up for bench like immediately, and then there was like barely enough time. It's unfortunate. I don't know why there were so minimal people. I know it's due to COVID protocols. There's one reason, but I think some people, might have dropped out or something. I don't know. But um, he hit his 485, and looking at it from this angle, I would not have attempted 501. This is completely 100% on me. I wanted him to try it. In the moment, it looked a lot faster than it was. Um, I mean, you could argue maybe 7.5 kgs is there, but my gut feeling is telling me right now, watching this video back, 496 is the call. I believe this is actually 485. 496 is the call. But I wanted him to try 501, and it just like didn't move. It got up a little bit, and he fought it. Um, and whenever you're that close to a legendary number like 501, I just kind of wanted him to feel it. And I had explained this to him, and he was on board. He was like, "It's gonna be a fight, but I think I could get it." Something that I'm starting to like understand more and more is like when you have like certain lifters, they're gonna always believe that they can get it. So maybe as a coach, I need to um, it's like I trust his judgment because he's very experienced. And looking back, I have no regrets because, like I said, this is a local meet. If we miss, a big deal. 5 keys, we left off the platform. Who cares? Yes, is 2028 a cooler looking number than 2017? Yes, but I mean it's so minimal. It's less than a percent of what his total could have been. 1920, right? So I don't really regret it. I wanted him to try. I wanted him to feel it, and there's no doubt in my mind that 501 will absolutely be there next time. Um, or if we need to take 496 to guarantee a third, then that's fine too. But bench prep was good. Everything was fine. This bench was very like the actual bench. I think this is a TSS rack. It's very stiff. Like I remember touching it, and like if you push your thumb into it, it doesn't leave an imprint. That's how hard the pad was, compared to like a fat pad or rogue pad or ghost pad or something like that. So Bench prep went great. What means a lot to me with Mikey's progress is that he's been with me for so long, and he's been a 105 for years, and we're still making progress. We're still making progress. Like, it's one thing when you're making noob gains or you're going up a weight class, but when you're still making progress over the years, and I remember like for a little while his bench was like kind of stagnant, and then we just add some keys into it, and then it blows up. Um, that really means a lot. It just gives me like I have all the confidence in the world in my process and how I prepare lifters. It just gives me even more. You know what I mean? It's like I'll bet on my preparation for my people like even more now. You know what I mean? So, um, moving on to deadlifts, which again the warm ups were pretty rushed. These are the attempts that we wanted to go with. So, oh, no, actually no, this is not what we wanted. We originally wanted to take this. Right, 841. Or I think is it 841? It might be. It's like 840. It's like something around 840, right? Um, so let me kind of talk you guys through it. So he takes his opener. I don't remember if he was complaining about his groin. Um, it was after the 805. He hit the 805 right here, as you guys can see, nice and easy, really smooth. Held it at the top. There's zero sign of anything wrong right now, right? He takes his 805, and I told him, dude, honestly, that looks like stupid easy. I'm thinking 835. Um, another 15 kilos would probably be it, or 12 and a half. Super easy, right? And he had some hesitation, and he was like, you know what? Let's pull it down a little bit because I'm feeling my adductor. And I remember telling him, and I even asked my brother this, who's right here in the blue, and I said, to be honest, we have nationals. Don't even take it. Like, if I didn't say don't take it, I said you don't have to take it. Those were my exact words. I remember saying, honestly, if you don't want it, we could scratch it, whatever. And then he was like, no, I got it. So I'm kind of thinking, all right, maybe it wasn't so bad. But what kills me about everything is that there was something there, like like a little warning sign. Um, and like I said, I'm always gonna go if with an experienced lifter, I'm gonna trust their judgment. Like many times in the past, I've asked, Russ, and I've said, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. You know, think of it as like we're only going up 20 pounds. You cool? Do you feel like you could do this? And they always usually say yes, right? Because these guys are gamers, and of course they're always going to want to rise to the occasion. They're never gonna. You've already made it this far in the meet. Are you really gonna scratch it? And then I told him, I said, hey, if you get your third, it's gonna give you a 2040 total. I don't know if he was like, oh snap, like I really want that or what, but at the end of the day, he blows up 805. I end up going back. I changed the attempt down. We put in 826. And then this ends up happening. You guys can read more about it on Mikey's actual page. By the way, that many reds just looks so clean. Like he pulls slack. He just pulls slack. By the way, Mikey's an excellent sumo deadlifter. If you guys don't know how to sumo, just watch him. He pulls a shit ton of slack. That Alico bar is bending, brothers. That is the stiffest bar in existence, and that bar is, oh no, it's an OPB. Sorry. Anyway, he pulls a shit ton of slack, and you can see something goes in his hip. Now, in the moment when I saw this happen, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know if he hurt his back. I didn't know if his arm or what. I'm standing here off to the right, but luckily the bar didn't break the ground. I mean, who knows if it would have broken the ground? Like maybe it could have been worse. But as soon as he tried to apply tension and pull slack out of the bar, he said he felt something in his adductor go, and he was in pretty bad pain. Like me and my brother had to pick him up off the ground, and put him on a bench, and we had to elevate his leg. They got ice for us, and he was limping a little bit. And then afterwards we went to go eat. He was okay. He was walking, but he said as like time went on, like it started to hurt more and more. And I have some notes here as to why I think this happened. One, it could have started on squat. I know it started on squat because I remember him saying something about it, right? And later on, he said, you know what, now that I think about it on 315, I feel like I felt something, but it wasn't a big deal. Two, we were rushed. It's not the meat's fault. It's just we were rushed. I should also put we were outside the sun. I don't know. I don't know if it was that, but I'm just like I'm just like trying to make it like come up with an excuse for why it happened. Like figure out like all the different things. Um, like what can we do better moving forward, right? Like how can we avoid this? So he tried to pull slack. Boom, it snaps. To be honest, I'm gonna tell you guys in the moment. Um, I my stomach dropped. I felt like I was watching someone that had been with me for years go down. It reminded me back in the days when I used to play football, and one of my linebackers gets hurt like bad, and they got to get taken out the game. You know what I mean? Um, Football's a little bit different because you got to just forget about it and move on. You have the next play. But in here, it was like he was the last pull of the day, and for him to go down like that, I felt so guilty. I just felt so bad. Like I could have stopped this. I should have been stricter. I should have told him, "Don't try it." Don't try it. If you feel something, don't try it. We got nationals coming up. He probably would have fought me and be like, no, 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 I'm gonna do it. Like I'm already here, whatever. And it just kills me, man. Like I'm getting sad right now just thinking about it. Like you always like what could I have done different? Like I said, one of my guys that's been with me for such a long time, and I know him really really well. And usually we'll come up with stuff together, but I trust his judgment. And there's gonna be some things I don't care what any coach says. There's gonna be some things that the coach isn't gonna be able to know. Like they're just not gonna know. Like they're gonna need lifter feedback, right? I can try to predict. I don't want to keep like watching him like get hurt. Uh, like they can try to predict what they think is gonna happen, but at the end of the day, the lifter knows what he's feeling. He can only describe to me what he feels. I don't know for sure. So if he felt good enough to try the attempt, I wasn't gonna stop him, right? I did give the option. I did have a gut feeling of like nationals pain, probably shouldn't take it, but he wanted it. I lowered the weight, and it didn't. I don't even think it mattered what the weight was. It could have been this again. It could have been that again. It probably still would have happened. Started on squat. We were rushed. Outside dehydration, probably the weight cut, all these different things. When I think about nationals, we're going to be inside. I'm going to yell at him to control squats more. We're going to be in air conditioning. We don't have to worry about the sun dehydrating us more than what we've already calculated to put back on after a weight cut. We're not going to be rushed. We're going to have a full flight of like 14 to 12 people, right? Tons of people. There's a lot of stuff going on. Nationals is going to be, it's going to be slower. You'll have your time. Warm-ups are not going to be as rushed. And then obviously, like by that time, we're probably going to do a little bit of recomp, and the cut isn't going to be as hard. So all these factors coming into it. He's never had any adductor problems before. And it just killed me. It literally destroyed me. Like I can't describe it to you guys. It just made me. I just felt so bad. I felt like I did this, right? I literally felt like I did it. He assured me he didn't. People were texting me and asking me what happened, and I said I was explaining to them what it was, and they're like, "It's not your fault, whatever." Da da da. And I'm just. I know. I don't think it's my fault. Maybe partially, whatever. But I try. Like, I had. At the end of the day, I'm just here to provide like. Hey, based on information, this is what I think your options are, and then it's up to them to decide. For example, if I give him meet day numbers and he doesn't like them and wants to try something else, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? He could just put whatever he wants. I'm just giving advice. Most people, I mean, obviously, if you come to me for help, you're gonna listen. But at the end of the day, my brother said something interesting. He said, what if it didn't happen now, it happened later? Like, what if it happened 6 weeks out? You know what I mean? I mean, ideally, that wouldn't happen. Like, let's say we scratch the 826. We finish with this total. He doesn't get hurt. All we can do is hope that getting back to normal training and keeping things light, that this doesn't really bug him. I just hope that there's no long-term damage. I spoke to Mikey today. I've been talking to him every day about this, and he said that initially he had a lot of pain walking. He couldn't really move around the house a lot, and basically anything he tried to do with that leg hurt. But today, so it's been what, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so 4 days later, he said he could walk around with no pain, and he pretty much doesn't feel it unless he's like loading it or doing, specifically that kind of sumo deadlift motion. If he said he did a dead bug, like if you lay on the ground and kind of lift your legs and arms up, that hurts. Um, so we're just gonna have to give it time. He is healing up quick. I think I want to say another 5 days, and he might be under a bar. He mentioned trying something Friday. I mean, that's gonna be completely on him. I'm not gonna make him do anything. I just want this pain to kind of go down. Um, we might start some light benching. I don't know, but we got to be really careful with this. Probably gonna work some conventional deadlift in there. Just keep the adductors out of it and just keep his body strong. My whole thing with injury prevention is like, you want to build up the whole body and all front, back, side to side, everything, right? If you're super jacked everywhere, your chances of getting injured are just going to be less than someone who only does a couple things. Then you get out of position, you end up snapping something. So it's kind of a freak thing. It really sucks that it happened, but I mean, no one that tried to achieve anything great never went through adversity, right? Like, he's literally pushing to be the greatest 105 kg lifter like in the world, and he's competing against like a bunch of other super strong 105s, one of whom is a not human mutant freak named Ashton. And he's gaining so much momentum. Like, he's on his way. Like, he's literally like, I literally see Mikey, like, think of him, it's like think of a stock, right, that's about to come out, and like, you're telling everybody about the stock because it's gonna blow up, and like, people aren't listening, right? I mean, obviously 3,000 people are listening. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, you guys gotta watch this guy. He's gonna blow up. I'm telling you, he's just getting started. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel. That's literally how I feel about him. I feel like he's got so much potential, and I believe he can total 2100. I believe if we stay healthy, we can total 2200. I believe these things. You can say that I'm crazy, but I believe them. I believed that Keiko could do what he's doing. I believe Russ is going to total 1900. Keiko's going to total 2000. Mikey's going to total 21. Amanda's going to squat 6 and pull 6 in a meet. Like, I believe these things, right? I believe Jesus could be the greatest super heavyweight lifter in the world. This is in my brain, right? This is like, I'm a firm believer of believing it and then making it happen. I believe Tina can pull 400 plus in a meet. I believe, she can beat all her old numbers and overcome scoliosis and be an inspiration to all the young girls. I believe all these things. You know what I'm saying? Just like I believe Mikey's going to get through this injury. We have like so much information and data, and just like our execution and our recovery habits. Like, our process is like unbeatable, and I know that he's going to get through this. He's going to be better than ever, and he's going to freaking 826 is going to be an opener. You know what I mean? So maybe 805. So we're just in that shitty period now where it's like, there's like, initially he was like really worried about nationals not being able to do nats, and that made me super sad because I would hate for him to miss out on that opportunity. But I'm confident. I mean, it seems like in like 2 weeks, he'll be maximum 2 weeks, he'll definitely be under a bar. We can get back into a routine. He's gonna be working with this PT that he seems to have some confidence in, and we're just gonna attack it from all angles, and that's all. That's all we can really do. Jackie Lives, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it, brother. 11 months. But yeah, Mikey, shout out to Mikey. Mikey, I don't know if you're gonna watch this or if someone can clip it and send it to you or what. But I've told you this once, and I'll tell you again. Myself, my brother, the Flex Squad, like, we support you 100%, and I promise you I will do everything in my power to help you through this injury and get you stronger than you were before. On the plane with Chris, right? sitting on the plane with Chris, and I'm looking back, and I'm thinking about everything, and I'm thinking about how sad I was that Mikey got hurt, um, and just everything that happened, and just my life, and like getting to this point, and being blessed with such, like not only do I have like lifters that listen to me, but they're super strong and like the best, like some of the best lifters out there. And it just Mikey getting hurt just reminded me and kind of enforced that like I was literally put here to help you guys get better, and I need to do everything in my power to help. You know, I just want to do everything in my power to help you guys like reach your potential and get to like when it's all said and done. I want to be like I took someone from here and I brought them all the way to the top. And I did that consistently with numerous people over and over and over and over, like I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? And I guess Mikey getting hurt just made me show like how lucky we are to be here and how quick it can, like it's not gone, like he's gonna be back, but it's like it could be, you can get hurt any moment you're under the bar, you could be doing anything and you could just snap up and that's it. You know what I mean? So um like I feel like being able to lift like this and do powerlifting is like it's like I don't know if it's a privilege. It's like we're just lucky to be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like there's people that can't even walk, so we should every day I'm like super thankful, like super 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 thankful. And you know, I just want to make sure that I get him out of this and get him back to where he was. So we're gonna will it into existence. I'm gonna think it. I'm gonna change the reality outside of my space and make it happen. Okay. Um, as long as that's what he wants to do, and I truly believe that's what he wants. So he's in really good spirits. If you guys are seeing this, comment something nice about Mikey in the comments down below. Reach out to him, say something nice to him, follow him, do all that good stuff.
Oh my God, I'm done.
Thank you so much for the follow. But yeah, guys, I hope you're able to take something away from this. His prep was great. You can scroll back on his IG and see like kind of like how we built up and the ups and downs of his training, and make you feel better about your stuff. And keep an eye on him. He's gonna be very relevant moving forward. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hashtag something about Mikey D in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.